髪を照らす輝き新たな扉を開けて
like a solar storm, fierce and restrained. Feeding us off through the void, but destiny's not plain. for universe domains. First tinkering, surprising, ghosting, tangle roads unknown. He choice of all the needs of spheres is simply alone.
What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I am host Matt, the Misfit. This is your Monday Night Raw review for December the 9th, 2024. I apologize for not getting up doing our promised review of the Gods of Stardom Tag League finals, but we did do a live watch along with that. That's up on the channel. And thankfully, I have my microphone actually is not muted this time, thankfully. But we're here live again. We're gonna talk about another great episode of Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw for the past few weeks has been very good, and that's the testament to Triple H and his doing here. Let me go to my stuff here. I want to see if I can get some people into the chat here. See if we can send out some stuff here. Let me see if I can find some people here. Give me a second. There you go. Let's see if we can get John Lead on here. Not the show, but getting some stuff here. But like I said, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, all this good stuff here. First of all, we got some matches. I am going to talk about, maybe bring up the what the hell is that show that's coming up on December 29th? Stardom's Dream Kingdom. I may save that for like the Power Driver Pulse. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll think of something there. But new match announced for the Saturday night's main event, which is the Saturday one added addition to. Okay, when I say added, I mean like a name has been added to an already existing matchup. They set up a lot of things for the future. They tease a WrestleMania direction. A WrestleMania direction I've been wanting to hopefully get, something I've been talking about for months. At least, I want to say around, I don't know, SummerSlam is when I started talking about this. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that and everything else much more. Please hit that like button. Comment down below after the show's on the air, or if you can get into the live chat there. Tapping your questions is going to show up on my end. So there's that. Subscribe, youtube.com/@Misfit Wrestling Podcast. The social medias are going to be in the description below. Power Driver Pulse on Twitter. Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music. I'm kind of behind on all those. I'm going to try to start uploading more on that stuff, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe, depending. I'll figure that out, but I'll let you guys know of that in there. So, Monday Night Raw. I don't even know where they were at this week, this Monday. Where were they at? They were in Wichita, Kansas. So, a lot of big news. Actually, some big news broke before I went on the air here from my good friend Corey. who is doing some stuff here. So, about the transfer window, which is something that WWE had announced on Friday night SmackDown. And I'm going to go ahead and go over that now because this is kind of breaking news with me talking about it. So I might as well bring it up here now. So as we know, transfer window, you can go from, I guess the GMs from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are going to be talking to all the rosters to see where it's just, they're getting ready for that big move to Netflix in January. They want to get everything set up here. And I did tweet out earlier today, before I want to bring up what I said earlier. It was before the show. I said, actually before Raw, I said WWE doing New Year's Evil the same week Raw debuts on Netflix and supposedly SmackDown goes to 3 hours. It makes a lot of sense, especially if Obafemi and Julia are going to win their respective championships. If you guys don't know, obviously Obafemi won the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, and Julia won the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge this past Saturday night at Deadline. They will be challenging Trick Williams and Roxanne Perez, respectively, on New Year's Evil. The thought going in is that they are going to win their respective matches and we're going to supposedly, hopefully, be crowned new champions going into the new year, or coming, you know what I meant here. So that should be something there. But here is what my good friend Corey brought up here, and he says, WWE transfer window news. All superstars are eligible, with the exception that a title or two will be swapping brands. Which is key because we saw Gunther on SmackDown this past week, and we saw Cody Rhodes tonight talking to Adam Pearce. The original bloodline being Roman Reigns, and technically currently it's just Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso, because Jay and Sami are already on already on Raw, but Roman and Jimmy are expected to move to Raw. A lot of changes happening because Netflix wants the stars, but they also want to shake up the creative team. That's key word. So we're going to see what's happening there. There's going to be some good stuff here. We'll see. I'll make some type of. I'm making a prediction right now that both the world titles, men's world titles, are going to be switching brands. That I'm kind of certain is going to be happening. And maybe tag team. I don't know. Depends. So we'll see on that front. I don't know. Did I do a SmackDown review? I don't remember. I probably did. I probably didn't. So, but that is the news there. Other news. Before I actually went on the air here, it's during Raw Talk, Braun Breaker will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Ludwig Kaiser next week. So that should be a lot of a banger here. So that should be good stuff here. Now, there was something about Jesse Ventura was announced for the Saturday night's main event this Saturday. He will be doing the commentating, and he revealed that he'll be appearing 4 times a year on the new Saturday night main event specials, with no restrictions on what he can say. He says handcuffs are off, and I can say what I want about anyone. So that should be fun. I can't wait to see what's going to be said here. So that's going to be very interesting here. We'll see on that end there. Now let's go into Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw started off with, by the way, before you ask, I'm not going to go into the Ray Phoenix stuff yet. There's some nasty stuff that's coming out, all that stuff. I'm going to wait until more details on that come out. Maybe this weekend. Not this weekend, maybe Wednesday after Dynamite. I'll see what happens there. But Gunther, the World Heavyweight Champion, comes out to address his original challenger for Saturday night's main event. He says Saturday night's main event won't end the way Survivor Series did. Finn comes out with the Judgment Day with street trash actually. Says Gunther is right. It won't end the same way because Survivor Series ended with Gunther retaining because of Finn Balor. Saturday night's main event will end with Gunther losing the title because of Finn Balor. Gunther says Finn isn't as good as him, and he never will be, which prompts the Judgment Day to surround the ring and attack. Damian Priest's music hits. He comes out, levels with all the members of Judgment Day. Gunther starts attacking Priest. And they start trying to get Priest is about to hit the Razor's Edge onto Gunther, onto the announce table. Finn Balor obviously gets involved and does that stuff here. And Finn Balor basically stands tall with both the World Tag Team titles, and the World title in his hand. Later on in the night, we found out that this little scuffle that you just did here. No. See, what's going to happen at Saturday night's main event? You will still get your World Championship match against Gunther, but I'm also adding Damian Priest to it, and it's now a triple threat match. So we'll see what happens there. I'll give my predictions this weekend, Friday night, or if I do a Power Driver Pulse on Wednesday, I'll talk about then. So yeah, get straight to the point. Love it. Perfectly fine with that. But he's not finished. He says, next week, you'll defend your World Tag Team titles in a rematch against the War Raiders. But this time, it's going to be different because the entire Judgment Day, it's banned from ringside. So maybe we'll finally get the Judgment Day losing those tag team titles. Only one can hope. But Liv asks, well, what you got? You have any advice for me and Raquel for our matches later on tonight? And Finn's like, I'll get back to you on that. We have the Final Testament taking on the Wyatt Sicks. The Final Testament came out to no reaction, and the Wyatt Sicks came out to a reaction here. Obviously, minus Nikki Cross at first. We're wondering where Nikki Cross is. We found out what she was. The Wyatts stormed the ring and almost immediately clear it. Howdy has Cross and Sister Abigail right away, but The Miz pulls him from underneath the ring to save him. Goes to commercial break. I'm going to get back to Final Testament are in control as Joe Gacy looks to take a double team move from the AOP. Razor taunts the Wyatts and drags Gacy back to his feet and gets him into the corner with where the Final Testament is. Gacy hits Razor with a boot, but he can't make the tag to any member of the Wyatts. Razor drags him away back to his corner again. But Gacy was able to hit a big clothesline, tags in Eric Rowan, who starts clearing house as he takes down Razor, Akam, The Miz with a double basement drop kick to the outside. Rowan taunts Miz, starts taunting, and Miz is waiting for him. When he gets back into the ring, but Rowan no-sells the kick and drives Miz down for a 2 count. AOP get back into the ring. They hit Rowan with a double power bomb. Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy get back into the ring. There they hit AOP with super kicks. Joe Gacy, it's a suicide dive onto the outside the ring. Dexter Lumis comes off the top rope to the outside. They both take out the members of AOP. Rowan is back. Uncle Howdy wants the tag. Howdy gets tagged in. He clotheslines Miz, washes him into the corner, hits a big move off the top. Some big moves off the top rope. Miz tries to run and escapes via back elbow. He tags in Karrion Kross. Kross and Howdy go at it with Howdy clotheslining Kross outside the ring and poses. He goes for a top rope move, but it looks like he's getting ready to do like a suicide dive or something, but gets tripped over by Scarlett. Scarlett's like, it wasn't me, and then seems like I'm assuming who comes from underneath the desk. Nikki Cross appears from behind and starts, terrifying Scarlett. Scarlett runs for her life. Nikki Cross goes after her, does her huge splash that she does, but this time it was off the steel steps. So that, and they, I guess they didn't brawl all the way to the back, but there's that. Off this distraction though, Cross hits a jumping cross body off the. Actually, he didn't do that. That was Nikki. The other Cross is about to try to come off the distraction that was being distracted by, because Howdy was being distracted by what was going on. Cross was about to hit something here, but Howdy reversed into almost a Sister Abigail. Miz saved Cross from the Sister Abigail attempt. Howdy gets the mandible claw onto the Miz from the outside. Paul Ellering returns with a powder to the face of Uncle Howdy, allowing Cross to hit his finisher and get the 3. And the Wyatt Sicks suffer their first loss since debuting. Now people are like, "Oh, they're buried, or whatever." No. First of all, we didn't need to treat the Wyatt Sicks like the Fiend. Okay, I get Bray Wyatt. I get that that Howdy is Bray's brother. We do not need to treat the Wyatt Sicks. We do not need to treat Uncle Howdy as if Bray Wyatt is around. We all miss Bray Wyatt. I get it. It's fine. If the Wyatts lose a match, it's fine because it makes them look vulnerable. It makes them look beatable. They're not doing the Fiend stuff where, he wins all these matches and he looks like a superhuman strength. Nope, they humanized the Wyatts. They did all this stuff here, so I'm glad with that. It also means this is not over. The Wyatts will get their win back. Uncle Howdy will get his win back. Karrion Kross and the Final Testament are going to look out at the lights there to finish this story. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm fine with it as the Wyatts don't continue to lose, because then that was something that happened with Bray Wyatt. He would win matches in his first run on the main roster, and then he would continue to lose and lose and lose. And we do not need that happening with the Wyatt Sicks. And hopefully, when the Judgment Day loses the tag titles, I wouldn't mind seeing Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis go after the tag titles. Now, I heard people being, well, they don't need the tag team titles. There are championships. They're down. That's not what I'm like. That's sure, but this time around, it's fine. They're not ghosts. It's not a spooky character. This is not anything else. They're just creepy guys in masks who can wrestle. That is it. That's all the Wyatt Sicks are. They are creepy people with masks who can wrestle in the ring. That is it. So I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah. We've seen a backstage interview with Jackie Radman. She is talking to CM Punk. CM Punk is asked about the favor to Paul Heyman. Says it's a personal thing and it's not the right time to talk about it. He's then asked about Seth Rollins. He says that it's no secret that he won't shy away from a fight. When it comes to Seth's hatred, Punk is more confused than anything else. He doesn't hate Seth at all. Punk thinks about their history. When a 16-year-old Seth Rollins came up to Punk and asked him to train him for free, that entitlement has carried over to the adult version of Seth Rollins. Seth wants to be the best in the world, but Punk remembers when he protected Rollins from getting fired. He says if he had to live in his shadow, he'd hate him too. He says, Punk says he's did everything Seth has done before he got there, and he recognizes that Seth did a good job filling in when Punk left. But the starter is back now, and the second stringer has to sit on the bench. Ooh. There's a great line actually from Punk that said, he's on the top 10. He's on a top 10 list to be fired, or he was on a top 10 list to be fired, which is true. And I shielded him from that, talking about the shield, which I think was pretty cool here. So yeah. So again, the whole thing with Seth Rollins and CM Punk, this is going to be good stuff. This is still the direction. I don't know. A lot of people still want to see what they're going to do with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. But if the plan is still to do Seth Rollins and Punk, I'm perfectly fine with that. We'll talk about I'll probably talk about what I want to see them do with Roman Reigns on the Power Driver Pulse. There's a match I would love to see them do with the Roman Reigns if The Rock is not going to be at WrestleMania. So, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool. We'll talk more about Seth Rollins in a little bit here. But what's next was Dakota Kai losing to Liv Morgan via outside interference. Dakota Kai made Liv Morgan look like $1 million, though. It was a short match there, not too much to get in here. Unfortunately, the Peter Trash Collective got involved. Because Sonya Deville thinks she's something when she's not. Her and her so-called 5-star matches that she claims she has, even though, and she questioned why she's not in this tournament. Well, why don't you go look at the Iyo Shirai match, the match you had with Iyo Shirai? That is your answer. There's a reason why Triple H is not going to put you in another match in another singles type of match ever again. But we had help from Damage Control came out here and did their stuff here, and then Iyo beautifully sold a Oblivion, and at first I thought Liv Morgan was going to stand tall. That was going to be into that, but nope, that's not what happened here. We'll talk about that at the end of the show here, but yeah, that is setting up for. Obviously continuing the build for Saturday when Iyo challenges Liv for the championship. So we got Drew McIntyre confirming that he's the one who attacked Jey Uso last week. Says that he scrambled up to a massive blood loss. Had bad blood. Then was on Raw against the doctor's orders. He returned to Scotland because his family needed him, which is true. He had a family emergency happening, family personal issue stuff. 2024 should have been a career year for him. Seeing Roman Reigns and CM Punk side by side with the Bloodline at War Games. That's why he took out Sami and Jey. Which I love that he said, the reason I attacked Jey Uso and Sami Zayn last week because you teamed with Roman Reigns and CM Punk. So, which I thought was pretty cool here. But actually, maybe, yeah, you know what? Actually, because that goes into the stuff here. Seth Rollins comes to that. Funny enough, earlier before this show, as WWE sent out a tweet and said, what does Seth Rollins have to say following last week's confrontations with Sami Zayn and CM Punk? And I said, he'll say, ha 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 ha, I'm a visionary, a revolutionary. I am Seth freaking Rollins, and then we'll laugh some more after that. And what you know, that's exactly what he said. He said Monday Night Rollins. Well, I'll talk about that in a little bit here. This is Monday Night Rollins. He said exactly what I said, and I just laughed about it. But he says, tells the crowd to give it up for CM Punk. He says he has a career as a politician after he retires. Well, no, let's not do that. He confirms that he did go to CM Punk in the past and said that he helped him get the foot in the door with WWE. Says Rollins left out the part where he refused to return his calls when he left the company 11 years ago. Well, if I'm being completely honest here, I would also not want to talk to anybody in the company after the shit that I went through. Just saying. He said Punk ghosted everyone. Again, I would if I had a bad experience with the majority of the people involved at WWE, I would also ghost a lot of people at WWE. That's just me. He says for the next decade, Punk tried to tear down WWE. To be fair, he had that one interview, the Cole Cabana podcast, and then he said he doesn't want to go back to the wrestling. So, whatever. He said he's only back because he failed everywhere else, which is true, technically, and the money was right. I guess so. Rollins shook his head at the CM Punk chance, because fans started chanting. CM Punk said he used to respect him. He says Punk is a fraud, and he wanted to be better than him. He says that he did one thing he could never do, and that is main event WrestleMania. Crowd was like, "Ooh." Sami Zayn comes out into the ring. Rollins warned him that if he defends CM Punk again, they're going to fight. Sami says, it was wrong for me to accuse him of attacking Jey Uso last week, and I apologize. Rollins says, Rollins talked about their friendship and asked why he was the first person thought of to attack Jey Uso. Sami said that Rollins was talking crazy and sounded like Drew McIntyre, and Rollins took offense to that. Says, "I am not no Drew McIntyre." He pointed out that Punk brings out Sami points out that Punk brings out the worst of Seth Rollins. He says that he'll stay out of it if he asks if they're cool now, and Rollins says they're cool. It seems like he has to handle business with McIntyre on his own. Rollins left the ring. This is where Sami says, "I talked to Adam Pearce this Saturday at Saturday Night's main event. It's going to be me versus you, Drew McIntyre." So that match is made official. That should be a lot of fun here. But as Sami was leaving, Drew McIntyre attacked him. As people start pulling him apart, McIntyre tries to go to the back end, and Sami follows him up the ramp, and they start brawling again. So yeah, so a lot of stuff there. So welcome to the stream, John Lee. I don't know. I mean, I would go back to the bull hammer finish that he was doing, the almost like the hidden blade type of thing. I don't know. We'll see about that. But yeah, so a lot of things are moving here. This CM Punk, Seth Rollins stuff is doing some good stuff here. Very excited for Drew and Sami Zayn. Woo! And yeah, so that's some good stuff here. We'll talk about the updated card for Saturday Night's main event. Something I did actually want to mention here, because I believe the New Day segment is a little bit later, but for the Rollins segment, we saw Cody Rhodes talking to Adam Pearce, like I said, because that's the talent trade window stuff there. And I think Gunther or whoever the world champion is going to go to SmackDown. Cody Rhodes is going to come over to Raw. So we'll see on that here. So, but we had a surprisingly pretty decent match here. We had Lyra Valkyria win her spot in the tournament against Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile. If I can actually, let me go bring up the WWE Intercontinental, because I don't actually know the full bracket here. See if we can find this out here. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. But let's see. Okay, so Lyra Valkyria was over in this match here. I like Lyra Valkyria. I wouldn't be mine if she won here, but match is all right. Nothing too fancy to work out here. I'll just go straight to the end here. Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile got basically the jobber injured here, but Ivy Nile suplexed Lyra near the end of this here. Ivy did a German suplex onto a double German suplex. She suplexed Valkyria again. Zelina Vega did a code red. Valkyria broke it up and hit the Nightwing for the win, and she advances. She's going to be facing Dakota. Actually, she's not going to be facing Dakota Kai. I don't think. At least I don't think so. So Right now, so Lyra Valkyria is going to take on the winner of Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, and Natalia. I would perfectly be fine if Kairi Sane got through there, but they're probably going to give it to heel, so we'll see on that here. And Dakota Kai obviously is going to face the winner of. I'm assuming it's going to be Zoe Stark because I don't know, just play off whatever they're doing there. But yeah, it's whatever there on that end there. But final little match. I wouldn't be mad if Lyra won the Intercontinental title. Again, my only picks to win the Intercontinental title in this tournament is Lyra, Dakota, or Kairi. So the New Day. This is probably one of my favorite segments on the show here. New Day backstage with Kathy Kelly. She asked why the public berate of Big E last week. Kofi says she was supposed to be neutral. Woods said that this wasn't unbiased, and New Day decided to seize the USA Network. Yes, that's how you do a seize of it. That's a program there, Tony Khan. He took the camera, followed Kofi to the outside here. Fans booed and chanted "New Day sucks," which is something I haven't heard in a very long time. Wood set the camera down to get in the ring here. Kofi says, "I can't believe the fans are booing them after a decade of positivity." Woods couldn't even speak over the boos. Said we didn't want anything to do with E. Fans replied with chanting Big E's name. They were just booed. They couldn't get anything out of their system, and they just left, and the crowd popped. That was fantastic. That was. You say the New Day is getting Dom level heat. Dom level heat is died many months ago. This is how you get heat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually in the camp of a lot of people saying that Big E might come back for the Royal Rumble, eliminate Kofi and Woods. I think we're on the verge of a triple threat match at WrestleMania between the New Day, of some sort. But we'll see. But yeah, this was excellent stuff here. The New Day is, for 3 weeks in a row, has been the best thing on Raw, which is very, very intriguing to me there. So, yeah. Main event: Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez. Unfortunately, was in the main event spot against Rhea Ripley in the Anything Goes match here. If I'm going to be honest here, we're going to skip through the end of here because this is something I'm more willing to talk about than the actual match here. The match itself was nothing special, but Rhea piled some chairs on top of each other and set oh my god, what is her name up? Raquel up for the Riptide. Liv Morgan came out running down to the ring. Rhea tossed her into the ring. Raquel hit a big boot, slammed Rhea onto the chairs. Rhea then headbutted Raquel and set up for Riptide for the second time. Morgan jumped on Rhea's back. Rhea threw her to the mat. She did a back kick to Raquel. Liv nailed Rhea with an oblivion. Iyo Sky came down, drop kicked Liv Morgan, did her patented drop kick to Liv Morgan, followed up with a suicide dive. The crowd lost his shit over that. Raquel covered Rhea for a brief pin, gets a 2 count. Rhea then sets up the table, picked up, and Raquel picked up the table, set it up, tried to pick up Rhea. Rhea escaped, sent her face first in the chair between the ropes, sets her up for the Riptide through the table for the win. Rhea Ripley wins. Now, the most important part of this segment here, do you think Bo Dallas will ever wrestle himself as himself? And not hard to say. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they want to do with that here. It's kind of hard for the other members to wrestle all themselves because technically they're not a ultra ego. They surely wear the masks to represent, Huskus and Ramblin' Rabbit and oh my God, who was the other? Mercy and all of them. But who knows? But the closing segment of this is what a lot of people are talking about, and me included. And I said, and it was both Rhea. And actually, I'm actually gonna pull up the image here. I'm actually gonna pull up the image here. What is this here? So, I'm actually gonna pull up the image. Let's see if we can find it here. The closing shot, if I can find it. Give me a second. Is this? Let me look for it here. Let me go to. Hold on a second. I should have these things prepared here. Is this segment, if I can find it here, give me a second. Not segment, but shot, which is this. There we go. Which is this. Which is this right here. The shot of Iyo and Rhea holding the championship, staring each other down. And if I don't know, if I had to tell you something, I think we got our WrestleMania match already set up, and it's not Liv Morgan. Triple H does what Triple H. Everything that happens on Triple H's WWE television happens for a reason. You do not, under any circumstance, do this right here. You do not show this on screen, and then not actually do the WrestleMania match, or not even just doing the match in general. Do I think Io's gonna win on Saturday? No, I do not. But because there's going to be shenanigans, obviously. Rhea Ripley's going to win the championship back, either Royal Rumble or the first Raw on Netflix. You cannot go any further than that. I think Iyo Sky is winning the Royal Rumble. It's going to be Iyo Sky challenging Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. And you ask me, what do you do with Liv Morgan? I said this last week. I think I said this a week before that too. Liv Morgan has kept bringing up the fact that she's quote unquote retired Becky Lynch. Bring Becky Lynch back. You do Rhea, Iyo with the title on the line, and then you do Becky and Liv at WrestleMania. Those are your two WrestleMania matches. And now people finally seeing the vision. People are silently coming to the conclusion of what the WrestleMania match needs to be. It does not need to be Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. No one wants to see this go. I'm convinced, again, just like the Bloodline fans who are convinced that they want to see The Rock wrestle a singles match in 2025, a 50-something-year-old Rock wrestle a 40-something minute singles match against Roman Reigns. No one wants to see that, except Bloodline fans. I'm convinced that Liv Morgan fans are desperately wanting to see Liv Morgan in the title picture at WrestleMania against Rhea Ripley. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. This is the story. I think we're going into Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky, and to me that's a much bigger WrestleMania match than fucking Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. All right. So I think that your top women's matches for the championships is going to be Iyo, Rhea, and on the SmackDown side, oh my God, what's her name? Charlotte, unfortunately, and Tiffany Stratton. On the undercard of women's matches, you do Liv and Becky. You do Jade and Bianca. That's your undercard right there. Or if you want to have somebody be you don't really need the Intercontinental Championship involved there. So, by the time we get to WrestleMania, what the fuck is her name? Oh my God, Roxanne's going to be up on the main roster. You know, so a lot of things are moving. A lot of stuff is moving, and I'm very excited. Hopefully, this is the plan. Hopefully Triple H is supposedly online, and he's heard people complaining about not wanting to see this go to WrestleMania. I think he's listened to our prayers, mine included. Rhea, do not stray away with the idea of doing Rhea and Liv Morgan. Do Rhea Becky, not Rhea Becky. Rhea Iyo. That is your WrestleMania match. Iyo is mega hot right now. Keep it going all the way to WrestleMania. And by the way, I'm going to point this out. If Iyo wins the Royal Rumble and is challenging Rhea Ripley, Rhea does not need to win that match. Iyo needs to be the first Japanese wrestler since WrestleMania 14 to win a match at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. So, pointing that out there. But that is Monday Night Raw. I thought a solid show. Again, Raw's been killing it over the 2 hours. At first, I was like, maybe Raw. So it's strange. Not everyone gets to be on the show over when it's 2 hours, but also somehow it is working. I don't know. It's very weird. Raw is going to go back to 3 hours when we go to Netflix. We'll see what happens on that front here. But here is the new card. Actually, before I go through the card, here is the word from our sponsor, Iron Roses. New album dropping in about, 2 weeks? No, yeah, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from Friday, December 27th. Check it out, Steamheart, Chronicles, on Bandcamp. All that stuff is in the description here. Check it out.
Episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Steamheart Chronicles, the new album by the all-female Japanese steampunk metal band Iron Roses. Featuring epic tracks such as Iron Will of the Heart, Warriors of Destiny, Journey of the Brave, and much, much more. Pre-order Steamheart Chronicles by Iron Roses, available on December 27th on Bandcamp.
Iron Roses, Steamheart Chronicles, December 27th. Very good album. I have a free copy because I'm a friend. I have an early copy of it, not a free copy, I should say. So she's doing a very good job. Very proud of Yumi. So please support her and her band. You can also go to the YouTube channel, which is, I believe it's let me look this up here. I don't want to let's see. I want to look this up first before I go in there. So, yeah. So, youtube.com/at Iron Roses _Japan, and also that I believe it's the same thing. Yeah, it's their same Twitter handle, so all that stuff there. They released a new song, by the way, this week. Actually, yesterday. Eternal Quest, which is the song you heard at the beginning of the show. So yeah. But yeah. All right, so this week, the new card update for Saturday night's main event this weekend, we have the WWE Championship on the line. Cody Rhodes taking on Kevin Owens. A lot of their feud is pretty much heating up. I love what they're doing there on that end there. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Gunther defending against Finn Balor and now Damian Priest. I wouldn't be at all shocked if they put the title back on Damian Priest and Balor and Priest start feuding for the title here. We'll see on that end there. Iyo Sky challenging Liv Morgan for the Women's World Title. We have the inaugural WWE Women's United States Championship match. It's going to either be Bayley or Chelsea Green taking on the winner of Michin and Tiffany Stratton. I'm very certain it's going to be Chelsea Green versus Michin in the finals there. And, of course, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. NXT tomorrow. I'll be back here for NXT tomorrow, hopefully. I know I keep saying I'm not going to be. I keep saying I am going to be, but then I end up don't. It's very weird. But NXT, I believe we're going to hear from Oba Femi. I believe also we're going to have Wesley versus... oh my God, what's his name? Javon Evans, and a grudge match there. We might hear from Julia. Following Deadline, and some other stuff as well. I believe there might be some other things that have been announced. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Hopefully, I'll be back here for NXT. Maybe some more news on this transfer window because we haven't seen the transfer window stuff happen on SmackDown, or not SmackDown, NXT yet. We didn't see it much of on Deadline, but we'll see. So, yeah. But I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Again, I will see you guys back here hopefully for NXT. You might see a new setting in 2 months. And I mean back setting. I'll let you guys know. Until then, we're out. Peace.